This is the Weltkrieg. It's the Eastern Front duration game with the Gallipoli scenario, Macedonian duration, Caucasus duration, and Italian duration all added in together. We're looking at the situation at the end of June 1915. Look at the demobilisation tracks. We've got Germany at 329, Russia at 541, Austria at 301, Bulgaria at 12, Italy at 24, Ottomans at 49, and the Brits at 20. If I didn't mention it, Germany at 329. I might have already mentioned that. The only thing that's significant about this at the moment is Russia is less than 60 points off its shaken morale situation, which isn't particularly good. Bulgaria, we've got to remember, although they've only got 12 demoralisation points, they can only take 40 before they're out of the war. If we look at what's happening on the various fronts, we've got the Caucasus front, virtually nothing's happened. Both sides are just trying to gather what little supply they can and accumulate a few replacements. They're pretty much exhausted and wondering what they're going to do in the future. The main area that's worth looking at is the Serbian front, which, because Skopje fell, that's pretty much the end of it. Now, the rules say the Serbian army's got to retreat to either an Allied controlled hex in Macedonia, which there aren't any at the moment, or to Jerez here. Now, the Bulgarians and the Austrians are pretty much of the opinion just let them go, to be quite honest, and let them retreat into neutral Albania, and that'll be the end of it. I don't even know why I'm letting them retreat, because I think the rules for Macedonia say that once they get to this Albanian port hex, they cease to exist. I think historically they were shipped out by the Allies and reformed on Corfu, but don't quote me on that one. If we look at Gallipoli, the British have had a couple of attacks in Gallipoli, and the Turks have had a decent attack backwards. The British attacks have been disastrous. The terrain's horrendous. You've got no artillery there to help overcome the trenched positions of the Turks. So it's pretty much gone the way it's gone historically, and I can't see there's much mileage in taking it any further. If you look at the Galician front, there's been very little movement, mainly because most of the Austrian supply and army has been moved to the west to try and stop the Italian front from collapsing. There's been some sporadic attacks by the Austrians, but they've run out of supply, and they've not really got the strength to do anything. So Russia's probably starting to build up its strength again in Galicia, which will give them a chance to have another go at the Austrians. If we look at the Polish area, the Germans have been hammering away at the Russian positions in Poland, but it's starting to get more and more difficult. They've had a lot of risky attacks that have gone badly, so they're seriously considering how they're going to go forward with this. It's looking like a couple of very, very powerful attacks along small axes where there's decent enough supply to actually smash the Russian positions to pieces without suffering too much from heavily supplied and strong counterattacks. Other areas of the front, we've got Prussia. Very little going on in Prussia. Both sides just sort of staring at each other and miles of trenches. None of these trench lines are held particularly strongly in the north, or the ones in Glacier to that matter. because they've all been drained of troops from the more active areas of the front. So anyone who puts a significant amount of strength together can easily break through the front and cross large areas of it. We go to the final area of the game at the moment is the Italian front, which is recently activated. The Italians have made quite a good lot of progress here. They've captured a large area across the Isonzo, and they've captured quite a large area of Austria, but they've basically run out of supply again. It's also difficult for them because there's quite a few little special rules on this front about the way that the Austrians have to attack. They have to attack with two armies simultaneously, which it's very difficult for them to get two strong sets of attacks together. You've got other things. Germans have brought in an army here to help shore up the Austrian front, and loads of reinforcements have been brought in from Serbia and from Galicia to stop this front from collapsing. So all in all, the situation, it's looking a bit better for the Entente. I'm worried about the Russians' shaken morale, but I'm less concerned about the fact that Poland seems to have got a lot. It's stabilising in South Poland, and the Germans are sort of a bit flummoxed. The Austrians attacking to Galicia sort of stopped. The big issue really is units freed up from Serbia. Now, a lot of those Austrian units are just going to end up in Italy, I would think, and the Bulgarian units aren't going to move out of the Balkans. So things are looking better for the Entente than they did last month, just because of the impact of the Italian front on the rest of the fronts in the game.